Sanbonani, igama lami Siphosihle, and I'm back with another video. Yesterday, guys, we saw what happened. We saw the white community, the white Boers, South Africans. They were protesting against the Bella Bill Constitution, and they were also wearing the apartheid symbol. So I don't care, like the apartheid symbol and everything, they are doing that for themselves. But all I care about is black South African. We've saw the blueprint again. They've shown us how to peacefully march without nobody getting hurt, without no stores being looted, without anything being taken to anyone but being heard in the country. So we need to set our protest for our education. They need to change this education. But we need to do it peacefully. Like they did. We have to learn from the white South African. That's why I say in South Africa we have to learn from each other a lot. We have to learn from Boers. Boers have to learn from us. We have to learn from Indians. Indians can learn from us. We have to learn from colored. Colored from learn from us. So you saw what they done. It was making headlines, and these people were barely 7,000. There was no one, according to the numbers. But they cause a stir. But let's do it as black people, and let's be honest, this educational system is not working for our people. Our people don't need to be more theoretically educated more than to be practically educated. Mixing with theories, no, they need to collaborate practical with theories. We need to build more labs, more school labs in our communities. Government need to do it, or we need to do it ourselves. They need to, at the younger age, kids need to know that there's carpentry, there's engineering at the younger age, because of we didn't know, like some of we grew up with some of us, like some of the people who grew up, they were very skilled and at making cars. They just didn't know that, this could be something they are really interested in. Some could be good at building structures, building nice things, at drawing things they can imagine. So if we could teach that these can be career and integrate them at school, protest the government to integrate them at normal schools, because of government normally try to separate these schools. So you have to go to the school of art. I think they need to be local, integrated with the normal school, integrated in the Zulu. When you're studying Zulu or Sotho or Xhosa or Afrikaans, integrate, then kids can separate on different periods when they're going to practicals of engineering. Like I said, we need to integrate on those, also integrate with the schools that everyone attend. We don't have to even protest about the fees must fall, because of people will be having skills at the younger age, so that if things don't go their way, maybe in school, maybe they don't afford to pay the tuition or something, but they still have skills. They can still do things. They can do anything. They can live for themselves. So I think we need to protest for that. we've been shown how it's done and how to cause a stir. So we need to see what our government's gonna do. But personally, I mean, I've decided, Buffett, we need to stand up. I mean, I don't want my kids to be learning the same way, like we used to study. It's not motivational to be there because we are fed with thousands of information from different teachers in a day, you know, and you barely do a thing practically. You are supposed to store this information for 12 years without doing even a single practical thing, then be expected to compete in a world where people started practical at the age of 9 years old. Come on. We need to bring the IT integrated into the schools. Cyber security. We know we're going to the technology. Why are we not integrating the technology in the schools? Because the technology, the way we've been teaching it, it's not working. I don't know if they're still learning gears in technology, because of that should be something else. That should be in engineering, because of our schools mix a lot of things in one caliber. Then they would direct you to in a wrong way. But if you are learning something, let it be that. If you are learning technology, information technology, you are learning how software works, how, let that let the focus be on that mostly, and also integrate with others, but mostly let it be that. Alright, guys, we need to protest. We need to do something about the education. This education is not working. We need education that's gonna set up, because okay, this country is nice because of we have opportunities, but how we have opportunities with no skills? They'll tell us we don't have education, we don't have skills. Then not we gonna if we're gonna keep quiet, it's gonna be the same thing for our kids. Our kids gonna suffer the same fate. But if we fight for it right now, you see how the Africa, it's even hard to shoot. It's even hard for the cops to do anything. But now you only listen to what they have to say, not how much damage they have done. That's the problem with us, Tina. When we do, and we don't protest. We don't use the power of voice. We don't do it peacefully, so that the most thing that can be the most thing that can be heard, that can be talked about, is our message, not the damage we have done. So I think we need to change the way we're doing things. We need to protest this education system. Afrikaners are protesting to preserve their identity. We need to also preserve our identity by bringing real education that's gonna bring real change to our kids, so that we can preserve our species, we can preserve our people, we can preserve our tribe, we can preserve our black South African. Because without education, we will be depending on white people, on European people, we will be depending on Dutch, we will be depending on anybody but not ourselves. But so we need to have that self-confidence so we can rely on ourselves. If we don't tell this government, at least if government doesn't give us opportunities, let's at least have skills so we can create opportunities for ourselves. Let's at least fight for the right thing. I think the 350 needs to be cancelled and the money needs to be directed on the real things. We have real problems. These 350 don't really help somebody with something. They really help a small percentage of people. They really help a small percentage of people. They don't help other people. They just having this 350. They don't need this 350 that much. These 350 are just a scapegoat for fraud that's happening in South Africa. Don't think South Africans are relying on 350. Most people don't even get those 350. It's just a scam, a scandal, so that they can. You see those two Indian boys who got the scam, that their numbers are also in the 350, but they never participated. So what type of scam is that? So you should know that this was a scapegoat so that they can take money from the people. This was not just to help people. So don't think most people don't even get this. Some people get it and they don't get it after 4 months. So don't think if you get it now and then you don't get it the next month or after that, how are you living? So if you think some people are living with that. But I'm not about that. I'm on education. They need to redirect the money. Guys, we need to protest. If we don't protest right now, if we don't stand up for our education, right education, we're tired of this long theory education, has no practical. Some people are very gifted. Some people are very gifted in learning on how to do things when they are doing things. If they would find a passion in, there would be a school where there's music, and there's welding, there's carpentry, there's engineering, there's IT, and there's history, like politics. Even they doesn't matter that much no more, because you can just find this information at the tip of your but journalism. So we can, if a school, we have journalism in the school that make papers for the school, so every school have papers. If we have done something, if there's an invention, anything that's happening in the school, good or bad, it's publicized in the website of the school by the journalists of the school that work that are the students of the schools. In that way, it's impossible not to get experience. If there's a project in the school whereby there will be a welding, there will be a renovation in the school, also we have our welding student to participate, to be part of it, to be know how to be part of it, know how does this work on the field, with the real cost, with the real customers. Same thing with the IT people. Be the ones that in the school take care of the computers. If there's something that happened, something like that. I think it's very important to. And the musician, if we have also musician, if we're gonna have ceremonies, they open our ceremonies, they we push them, we support them as a school. It's a compulsory thing. We need to be in the school where we celebrate the best welder of the year and be awarded as the same as the best science student of the year. We need to we celebrate the best music student of the year as much as we celebrate the best science student of the year, I think we need to celebrate everything. It needs to start in the school. The school needs to be a good environment so that kids can grow. It should be a environment where we don't just celebrate one thing. Celebrate one kid that passes English, science, and maths, and arts and culture and LO, and discourage the kid that's a best soccer star that needs to be taught a business in football, and also taught a language, because he's gonna be a well sensational and also be a businessman. So we don't teach these things, we discourage these things, and which make our country not to go so far. I've studied with so many people who were discouraged for football, who were gonna be 100% superstars, who were not helped by the government, helped by the people who to get out of the street life, to be in this in the to be awarded in the football space in schools. You know, we need to do that. The best carpenter, you know, if there's something that needs carpentry in the school, you know, they work hand in hand with, you know, they work in the school, and you know, they try to do inventions, graphic design, and they try to invent new ways of built-ins, things like that. Yeah, so I think we need to protest for that. As youth of South Africa, we don't need to stay down for that. We need to stand up, and because if we don't do it, our kids will have to go through the same thing. One day they will have to meet the high employment rate there, when they where they will say they are not employable, they are not skilled, they are not what, you know. So we need to cover that. We need to learn from the mistakes, stop blaming. We need to learn and move on, put everything into practice. Bafethu, asiqaleni from today. We need to organize not even a strike, a peaceful protest where we just march. No, nothing will be breaken. No, nothing. In a civilized way,